in here.
And so you've got Philip's login then?
Yeah, I'm Philip's protege. So this is what I'm his son.
Everybody's going to be like, "Wow, Philip's here looks really different."
Yeah, I thought about something funny too. I was like, put on a wig or wear something like that. Come on. All right, I'm just gonna get some of the guys here to throw it out there a little bit. We'll start here shortly.
So how can I share the link or the direct link? What's the best way of doing that? Do you know?
So what I can do is I'll have a community manager. He'll be on standby. Any links that you'd like to be shared, when you mention it, make sure he puts in the tabs for you.
There we are. That's great.
Good morning. Good evening. We'll
hey everybody.
funnel now. So Krog did a makeover. How we came out this morning. What happened?
Krog's looking good.
Yeah, I'm super excited. This is a phenomenal project. So of all the ones that kind of looked at, we're pretty bullish on it. Excited over here.
No, we appreciate that. It's exciting times. It's good to see
you guys are in for a big week.
Yeah, it's good. You know, we've had a lot going on, but launching the game and having people play it across different platforms is going to be superb. Can't wait.
Awesome. Okay.
Crows looks different. Somebody's saying there's an echo when you speak. Hopefully that will drop off. I think that was that replication you were talking about.
Yeah. Let me see if I can hear it on mine as well. How about now? Okay. Was that on your end?
Yeah, that was my end. Sorry, it was a call on Slack. I don't know why.
Okay.
Trying to call me right now. Yeah, everybody, we're just trying to get rid of the echo. We're just trying to get rid of the no, enough jokes. Good to have you on board, Nick Newcomb, Matt. Thanks for joining.
I apologize. Not here to be rectified fairly quick.
It's good to see some recognizable names coming through. Maybe we press on.
Yeah, we'll. I don't know how about there. Let me try this. How is it
How
now?
is it now?
It's still there.
Still there.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay,
I'm gonna try to do less talking, so I don't annoy anyone here with the echo, because I can hear myself as well. So, yeah, thank you everybody for joining us here. Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon, good evening. We have NovaCreed here. Let him jump right into it. One of our night partners that jumped on. Really good project. We're super excited for them. So I'll let you go ahead. Without further ado, if you want to introduce yourself and speak a little bit about NovaCreed yourself, team, that'd be phenomenal.
Thanks so much, Aaron. Really appreciate that. Sorry that the echo's coming through. Headphones being suggested. I don't know whether that would work or not. So yes, I'm Jos. I'm one half of the co-founding team behind NovaCreed. We are a P2E universe on the Polygon network. Super thrilled to be working with Philip, Nick, Aaron, and the whole team at Cryptoblades, who've been fantastic for us so far in distributing our ICE token, which is our native token that can be won within the game, or one of the native tokens that can be won within our game. What is NovaCreed? The NovaCreed are the 6 Genesis species that are on Elonius 5. Why are they on Elonius 5? Because their planet, like ours, have dried out. So they've had to head out into space to find ice to stay alive. And our first game, Ice Hunt, is a PvE that is a top-down arcade shooter style, where you're going out shooting asteroids to collect ice. Person who collects the most ice each day will win a big bounty of ice tokens, but everyone that plays wins fuel tokens. And with that, they're able to upgrade and build new ships, which will come into play down the line as we develop future games, which will be PvP and also a strategy-based Fleet Wars game. So yeah, there's lots of excited people about what we're doing. Appreciate the comment, Ollie Bruv. So yeah, it's an exciting period for us because our launch is in just a few hours.
Yeah, and how can they find out your guys like suggest some link, socials, coming up?
Yeah, absolutely. So NovaCreed.com is the main site. NovaCreed.com. I think one of your colleagues shared it as a link earlier. There is a button on there that you can get a reminder for this evening's. Thanks so much, Keyking, is it? For sharing that. There is a button on the homepage where you can get a reminder, a text or an email for our launch in a few hours. Beyond that, if you go to whitepaper.novacreed.com, that will give you the real skinny on everything. So that's where you get to kind of find out about the background behind the project, the rich lore and story that we have. And there's much more around the tokenomics, the gameplay, the ranks and the roles of each of the different avatars. So there's a lot of information, and it's a pretty rich project that we're delivering.
Awesome. And you guys also have staking options as well. I've seen some staking options is there, and there's 2 different tokens that you guys are utilizing, it looks like, of some sort. Can you just share a little bit about that as well for those watching in?
It's indicating you've... Okay. I was going to say, I think you muted me there. So yeah, we have staking active. So our token launched, ICE token launched last week. I might try and be bold and share a Chrome tab here. Yeah, so a taste for the rates that we're offering. If you stake your ICE for 1 month, you're looking at a 73% APY. 3 months, over 100% APY, and 12 months, 146%. So we have so far over nearly 20 million staked of our ICE token, which is fantastic. And over 3/4 of the owners have staked ICE. So it's a really good sign for us of faith in the project. Many of them, I think a quarter of those, have staked for over 12 months or for a 12-month period. So yeah, really happy.
Awesome. That's great to hear. And just for the heads up, I did figure out the echo, so I'm going to have to keep you muted for a moment so the viewers don't hear it. So while I'm speaking, I'll just mute and we'll alternate. We'll take turns. So anyways, yeah, I know. I was also reading, which was pretty neat. For those that know Nickelodeon, you guys actually have an artist that's worked with some pretty big companies, and Nickelodeon being one. Just wondering if you can share a little bit more details about your team and those involved as well. Where the ideas of NovaCreed stem from. Again, just maybe a little bit more information for those that are looking into, it's always nice when you have other members that are doxed or a few other information that you can provide about them. But I was reading through the white paper and it seemed that one of the artists in particular had quite a bit of skills.
Yeah, that's true. I was just waiting to be unmuted. So yeah, Luella Jane Wright was the first illustrator that we brought into the team. Luella Jane, as you mentioned, has experience with Cartoon Network, Fox Kids, Nickelodeon, BBC, and a whole bunch of others. I will share some work in a second. What I should say here, though, is that what attracted us to Luella was the fact that all of her work was bright, and we wanted to create a space-based project. But rather than being gunmetal grays and blacks and white and this really kind of binary color fusion, we want to bring some color, some vibrancy into this project. And that's what really, first of all, brought us to Luella Jane. The second thing was that she had no experience in NFTs. So we created a generative collection or series of generative collections. But Luella, this was an alien concept in every sense for her. And she, in the early days, it was tough because she would not really get the idea that we were going to be layering everything. And we were like, this needs to be pixel perfect. We have to get these things aligned. And I think she found that quite frustrating. But then I think with a lot of creatives, when you constrict them, that's when you get their best work. And I'll share screen so that the viewers can see some examples of the work right now. So yeah, these are our 6 species, and we've got the Maunods, who originally came from Cypel, the Elithanons, the Zylax, the Adalios, whose origins are unknown, the Carlithians, and Rumidians. So these are the 6 species that are inhabiting Elonius 5 right now. But if I switch to our OS account, we went out on pre-sale last week. So you can see the vibrancy and the richness of these ones that have been minted already. And there's 140 different traits and characteristics in total. And each of them has a different role and rank within our society, or within the NovaCreed society, and that comes into play within the gameplay itself. So yeah, that's a few examples of Luella's work. Obviously, as the viewers check out the project in more detail, they'll get to see more of that.
Yeah, it's fantastic. The artwork's one of a kind. It's really unique. So you got a really good team over there, and I know those looking in are pretty excited and bullish, as you can see from the comments. I know you did mention you guys did have a pre-sale, and that was quite successful. Can you share a little bit more about that, as well as I know you were talking about the APIs as well, APYs. Sorry. Is there certain vesting cycles? Like I know that a lot of them. Generally, the shorter term, you get a shorter ROI. And I know there was a little bit about that, but I don't know if you mentioned that. So if you could just maybe share a little more on that, as well as the pre-sale.
Yeah, thanks so much, Aaron. So yeah, we have 2 sets of launches, I guess. The token launch, where there was a private sale and a pre-sale for that. For the private sale, the people involved in the private sale, a quarter of it vested at launch, and then the other 75% is being dripped out over a 6-month period. So every 30 days, they get another slice of that getting invested. The pre-sale was available immediately in full for the token. So that's how they've worked. With regards to staking, as I've said, it's a 1 month, a 3 month, or a 12-month period. And the percentages, as I showed earlier, around 70 110 and 150 as the percentages. I just wanted to quickly rewind. I know there was another element to the project. The one thing I should say about Luella is that we've got her signed up to deliver our second collection. So this first collection, yeah, we did the pre-sale and 75% have already gone. So there's only 110 avatars left that are going to be going up for sale in an hour and 40 minutes. So if people are tuning in and they like what they see, you need to get that reminder set. I know that Key King shared the reminder link earlier. Be ready 1 hour, 40 minutes from now. And you're going to have to be quick, we think, to be able to snap one up. What we would say, there might be people who are watching as well who got one or got two in the pre-sale. Shared today a series of tweets that showcases the different ratings of the different ships, and I'll show you the ships from our other artists shortly. We would really urge anyone who has like two and needs one more avatar to fill up to a 3-player ship to get that done. They're so much more impactful, and if you have 4 or 5 and you want to get up to a 6-player ship, then we'd really encourage people to get in and get that one extra so that they can fill up a bigger ship. In our research, while we were beta testing the game, all of the bigger ships outperform the smaller ships. And I can talk a little as to why that happens. But yeah, that's a key kind of element of it.
Yeah, I mean, 110. I think we can both agree there's probably people that are waiting. You guys are going to sell out fairly quick. So with that said, when do you think more are going to come into play? Or I mean, I think 110 is. I just know from being in the space as long as I have, they're going to sell quick. So what's your guys' kind of contingency plan to that? When are you looking at, bringing more into play? But also to add to that, I know you were mentioning something. Being ex-military myself, I appreciate the roles and the ranks. I thought that was really cool and unique. So I'd like it, once you discuss about the other NFTs that may be coming into play, if you could just touch base a little bit more on the roles and the ranks for those involved here.
Yeah, that's cool. So next series, next collection, my co-founder probably won't thank me for this, but we're aiming to do it within 3 months. We think we can achieve that. We've got a lot of other stuff to get done. But the first thing we're going to be doing is getting our own delegation system out there. And I know that a lot of the listeners are going to be used to the knighthood or the scholarships. That's what we want to have. Yeah. So we appreciate many people are across the world. 125 Matic, which is the price for the avatars, is not a small amount of money, and just throwing that at something isn't easy. So our primary objective post-launch is to get delegation live. What we also want to do here, and I think this is a little different to a lot of other offerings, is we want the owner to be able to choose the distribution. So how much they keep and how much the player keeps. And so we want to have a kind of slider effect where you could choose, a range of different prices or divides between whatever earnings come in. So that's a little note on that. So yeah, the next collection coming in the next 3 months or so. And I forgot the other half of the question. I do apologize.
That's okay. Don't worry. It would have been regarding the roles and the ranks.
Okay, yes, let's talk about that. So for us, Luella is our female lead illustrator. We've got a team that's across a number of different countries across the world. We believe in diversity. So I don't want to get too altruistic and hippie on everyone here, but we think that diverse teams work best. And that should be the case in space as it is on Earth. So we are, the nice thing about NovaCreed is every character has a profession and a rank. So there are ensigns, lieutenants, captains, vice admirals, and admirals. And for a 6-player ship, which is our best ship, the best combination is to have all of those, all 5, and to have 2 ensigns. And normally people would think, well, but the admiral is the highest rank. Surely having 6 admirals, well, no. If you've ever been in a place where there's 6 admirals, they do not get on. So we're encouraging diversity. So the idea here was we wanted to have collections where there were no commoners, no like useless throwaway pieces. And even if you have a lowly ensign deckhand, then they could be the missing piece for someone else. And someone else would be willing to pay a large amount for that to be able to get them into their crew. So that's the ranks. The professions, we've got pilots, gunners, navigators, medics, deckhands, and engineers. Each one you have adds something else to your ship. If you have a pilot, you get reverse thrust and you can strafe. You get a navigator, you get a little mini map where you can see where the asteroids are and the enemy ships. You get a gunner, your firepower doubles. So each of them, if you get a medic, you recover quicker from impacts. So they all add a little something to your ship. And at the end of the game, you get this multiplier based on the crew that you've had on board. So that's what we're encouraging, is to trade. We want to, and that's why we chose Polygon. We wanted a platform where people could trade easily and quickly and cheaply, because they want, and we've already seen it, eh? So we've done pre-sale and people are already sending us, they haven't to do us, use us as an intermediary. They're sending us avatars to send out to someone else so that they can trade up to get the perfect team.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's great. I love it. And like I said, with my background, just the whole concept of it, it really caught my attention right away. Another thing I wanted to mention, and I don't know if you guys have any dates set on this, or maybe it's around the corner. I don't think it's out. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I understand the fuel token within the game is a reward mechanism. Essentially, that'll be spent to perform actions. And the utilities will include running missions, building ships, breeding, cloning, and then last but not least is participating in PvP battles. So can you just share a little bit of the timeline on that? Or like I said, I do apologize. I don't think it is, I don't think it's around the corner, but maybe you can elaborate a little bit on that.
Thanks so much, Aaron. So yes, fuel is our in-game token. We have an unlimited supply of fuel. So just as I'm sure there's people here who've played Axie before, and they've got the AXS and they've got the SLP. Yeah, so AXS is being fed out over a structured period, whereas there's unlimited SLP. Same for us. Yeah, so we have a fixed amount of ice and we are unlimited in terms of fuel. Fuel, as you say, will be used to run missions. These are super easy to do. You send your crew out on a mission to gather metal, and that allows you then to upgrade your ship. So you can go from a 1-player to a 3-player, or a 3-player to a 6-player. However, not every mission works. And so sometimes you might spend some fuel that you earn by playing the game each day, and you might not be successful. But that's life, eh? Sometimes you dig a hole in the garden and you might not find some buried treasure. Other times you might. So it's that kind of theory. And we've gone through this. This is actually something that even our beta testers haven't seen. So it's only Red and myself that have gone through this process, and it's a really, really enjoyable and fulfilling one. So that's the first element. It will then be used, as you mentioned, for entry into the PvP stuff. So timeline on this, we're working with a Unity development team that are delivering. We've built the first game on Unity. So we're looking at a kind of 2 months to beta testing, to having a rough and ready, probably 1v1 type thing. But then probably 3 to 4 months, we're hoping to get it to a place where it could even be out in the wild. So that, I think the initial, we're from a software background, so we very much believe in creating minimum viable products and then iterating on them and building them out. So that's what we'll be aiming to do with the PvP.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that. And is PvP going to be before? I think I was reading, I know you guys are entertaining the idea of merchandise. I know that looks like it's coming at the end of this year, Q3, Q4. But there was something mentioned as well with Fleet Wars. Now, is that looking before or after PvP? I would assume it would be after. I don't know if you could hear me.
Yeah, you good. No, sorry, I was that was me. I was just getting a screen ready to share with you. It's my fault. So I can hear you fine. Yes, Fleet Wars will come after the PvP, and merchandising side of things. What I was trying to do is to get the ships ready. So one of the key things here is that we wanted to create a Novaverse where everything that you work on in the early stages is going to be usable in the later stages. And so the ships that you build in Ice Hunt, because they're getting better, they're going to be better to use in the dogfights PvP. The ships that you're using in the dogfights, you're then going to go on to Fleet Wars. And Fleet Wars, kind of like Clash Royale, but in space, yeah? So all of these ships that you have, the better they are, the stronger your fleet will be in Fleet Wars. So I just wanted to, if I can, share screen here, because we've spoken a little about Luella Jane and the artwork that she's created. I wanted to share too some of the ships that we have. So these are the ships that have been created by Butty. Butty was ex-Battlestar Galactica and Jurassic World 3D designer. And again, I'm pleased to say that Butty has been signed up and will be working with us on creating additional collections of ships. So these are the ships that we've been airdropping today to the lucky pre-sale buyers of our avatars. And I'm sure that everyone can agree they are incredibly, incredibly good. So yeah, once again, if you jump on our Twitter, you'll be able to see those in more detail. I don't know whether that was laggy, but hopefully people can check it out.
Yeah, that's phenomenal. That's awesome. I know we only got a few more minutes here, and I know you've got a busy day ahead of you. Is there anything that you wanted to discuss, maybe go over together or individually, and elaborate a little bit more about NovaCreed that we might have not gone over already? And as well, I definitely do encourage everybody, yes, please go to NovaCreed, check the links that are being dropped in the chat. Cryptoblades and Riveted Games as a whole, we're excited for you guys. We're extremely happy to be partnered up with you. I'm going to see if I can go ahead, and I'll be one of the guys that's sitting there trying to get the 110 that are available. So if somebody beats me to it, please let me know and we can talk after. But yeah, no, if there's something you'd like to go over or you mention anything like that, feel free to right now. I know we're still sitting at about 170 plus viewers, which is phenomenal. So and those that couldn't join, we'll certainly catch up. Obviously, the stream will be left on the channel, and I'll see if I can edit it. Like I said, maybe get a wig on, put a mop, Hawaiian shirt, so it does look like I'm Philip to a certain degree. But yeah, like I said, if you want to change, mention anything, please feel free.
Thanks so much, Aaron. Listen, it's been a pleasure. And obviously people watching don't know that Red and I have been dealing with you directly. So I don't want to embarrass you, but I want to give a shout out to Aaron, everybody, because he's a great, great guy to work with. In terms of what I'd like to finish with, I think really just, get involved. It's obviously for us a big evening this evening, an hour and a half. We're going to be releasing those 110 final avatars into the world, and we're hoping that they're going to be snapped up, hopefully by Cryptobladers. Yeah, we'd love for there to be and we actually had a few sneaked in on the pre-sale, so we've already had a bunch of really good feedback from Cryptobladers within the NovaCreed Discord, who've been kind of commenting and explaining what works, what they're not sure about, and giving some really good advice for us. I think beyond that, it's just get onto the Discord, get onto the Telegram, and get onto the Twitter, and yeah, share us your feedback. I think what I hope we've conveyed is we're very open, yeah, and we want to know feedback. So we want to build an ambitious, quick return project. So I think why would you choose NovaCreed when there are hundreds, if not thousands, of other projects out there? Because we're going to be delivering a lot of updates. And so if you want to join something where in 2 years you're going to have something that's insanely good, then awesome, you go for that. If you want something that's going to be delivering week after week, month after month, then I think NovaCreed's a good bet. And that's what we would kind of look to separate ourselves from the rest on. The last thing to say is, I know a few people were saying they couldn't see my share screen. If Key King could jump onto our YouTube, it was the playlist for our ships. So we've got 18 beautiful 3D ships that have been designed by an ex-Battlestar Galactica designer, and they've been airdropped for free out to our pre-sale owners. So yeah, they're worth checking out on their own. And so thank you. I really appreciate you for doing this on your weekends. Thank you to the hundreds of people that have tuned in as well. I hope it's been an enjoyable session for you. And yeah, please check us out.
Awesome. We appreciate that. Yeah, you guys got a really strong team. And I do like you just mentioned, you know, we're starting to see the market get introduced by saturated to a certain degree with all these people coming out with a game, or they think it's as easy as you know, putting it out there. But you know, the real magic is behind the team and the grit that it takes to keep it sustainable. So I think you know, everybody here can agree. You've got a great team, phenomenal idea. We're excited for you guys. I think you're gonna have no problem. We wish you the best of luck, but I know for sure you guys are gonna sell those 110 out, no problem at all. Yes, like he mentioned, all the links are in the chat, so please feel free. I know that our community manager, he's the one that's actually helping out with the links. Levitate, he's going to be dropping the YouTube, so please feel free to check out that as well, because I don't think it did show up. I think it was just a little bit laggy. But yeah, and if you guys have any questions, any concerns, anything at all, please feel free to visit NovaCreed socials, hit them up in their Discord, ask them any questions, and like anything, get involved. And again, it's been a pleasure this morning, my time, this afternoon, evening yours, and I'll be on the sidelines waiting to pick one up. So again, I appreciate your time and thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Aaron. Have a great weekend, everybody, and we'll see you in the Novaverse very soon. I won't be at the top of the leaderboard, but maybe you will.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much. Everybody have a great weekend. Have a blessed weekend. Stay safe, be friendly, love one another, and we'll talk another time. See you guys.